Do you want to hear something that can completely change your life? It's not a new gadget. It's not a magic formula. It's not a secret talent. It's something more powerful, something that anyone can use. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from, or what you've done in the past. This one thing can help you build a better future step by step. That powerful thing is called consistency. Yes, consistency is not loud, but it is strong. It doesn't look exciting, but it builds success. Most people fail not because they are not smart or talented, but because they don't stay consistent. They start something, get excited for a few days, then stop. But success belongs to those who keep going, even when it's boring, hard, or slow. You see, motivation is great, but it comes and goes. One day you feel like doing everything, another day you feel like doing nothing. That's normal. Everyone feels that way. But consistency is what helps you keep moving, even on the days when motivation is gone. And that is why consistency is more powerful than motivation. Let me ask you this. If you read one page of a book every day, what will happen after a year? You will finish a book. If you do 10 push-ups every day, what will happen after a few months? You will become stronger. If you practice English for just 15 minutes each day, what will happen after 6 months? You will speak better English. These are small actions, but when you do them every day, they create big results. That is the power of consistency. Small efforts repeated daily. Many people make a big mistake. They think they need to do something big to succeed. So they try to study for 5 hours in one day and then do nothing for a week. Or they go to the gym for 2 hours once a month. But real success doesn't come from big actions once in a while. It comes from small actions every single day, like a drop of water falling on a rock. One drop does nothing, but drops falling every day can make a hole in the rock. That's how consistency works. Consistency creates habits, and habits shape your life. Think about it. Your life today is the result of your daily habits. If you eat healthy every day, you will become healthier. If you practice positive thinking every day, your mind becomes stronger. If you study a little every day, you become smarter. Good habits lead to success. Bad habits lead to problems. And consistency is what builds those habits. But let's be honest. Staying consistent is not easy. It takes discipline. It takes patience. It takes self-control. Some days you will feel lazy. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you won't want to do anything. And that's okay. You're human. The key is not to give up. Even on bad days, do something small. If you can't do a full workout, just stretch for 5 minutes. If you can't read 10 pages, read 1. If you don't feel like writing, write 1 sentence. Small actions still count. The goal is to keep going. Let's talk about progress. Progress is not always visible. When you go to the gym for a week, you don't see big muscles. When you study English for a month, you may not speak like a native. That's why many people quit. They think it's not working. But progress is silent. It grows under the surface. You don't see the results immediately, but that doesn't mean they're not happening. Every time you practice, you are getting better, even if you don't see it yet. Imagine planting a seed. You water it every day. For weeks, you see nothing. But then one day, a small plant grows. That's how consistency works. You may not see the results for a while, but if you keep watering your goals, they will grow. Here's another truth. Consistency builds self-trust. When you say, I will do this every day, and you do it, your mind starts to trust you. You feel proud. You feel strong. That builds confidence. But if you say, I will do this, and you don't, you lose trust in yourself. You feel weak. So every time you show up, even for a few minutes, you are building inner strength. Consistency is also the best way to beat procrastination. We often say, I'll do it later, and then we don't do it at all. But if you have a daily routine, it becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it. You just do it. Like brushing your teeth. You don't ask, do I feel motivated to brush today? No, you just brush. That's the power of routine. That's what consistency gives you. Let's now look at time management. Many people say, I don't have time. But the truth is, everyone has time for what they make a priority. If something is important, you will find time. You don't need hours. You just need a few minutes every day. Even 10 minutes a day can change your life. The key is to use that time well every day. Also, don't compare your journey with others. Some people will improve faster, some will improve slower. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep going. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. As long as you are moving forward, you are winning. Let's talk about goals. Goals give you direction, but consistency helps you reach them. Think of your goal as a mountain. It looks big and scary. You can't climb it in one jump, but if you take one step every day, you will reach the top. Not in one day, but one day for sure. Many people fail because they wait for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment never comes. There will always be distractions. There will always be problems. So start now with what you have. Do what you can. Then repeat it tomorrow. That is consistency. Success is not about speed. It's about direction. It's not about how fast you go, but about not stopping. Even if you move slowly, you will reach your goal if you don't quit. Remember this: slow progress is still progress. Now let's understand how consistency affects your mindset. When you do something every day, you start thinking differently. You stop looking for excuses. You stop blaming others. You take responsibility. You say, I will do my part. That mindset makes you powerful. That mindset makes you a winner. Many people focus on results, but results come from routines. So if you want better results, build better routines. And if you want better routines, stay consistent. That's the formula. Here's something powerful to remember. Discipline is more important than motivation. Motivation is like a fire. It burns bright and dies fast. But discipline is like a river. It keeps flowing, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency builds that discipline, and discipline brings freedom. When you are consistent, you have more time, more focus, more energy. You don't waste time thinking, should I do this? You just do it. That saves mental energy. That makes you stronger. Let's talk about long-term success. The world loves quick results, but real success takes time. Olympic athletes train for years. Writers work for months or years on a book. Business owners spend years building their companies. Behind every success, there is a long period of consistent work. So don't be fooled by what you see on social media. People show the results, not the process. But the process is what really matters. The process is where the growth happens. The process is where the power lies. Consistency is not exciting, but it is effective. It is not shiny, but it is strong. It is the key to everything you want in life. Whether it's learning a language, building a career, improving your health, or growing your mind, consistency is the bridge between dreams and reality. Here are some simple tips to stay consistent. 1. Start small, one step at a time. When people begin something new, they often feel excited. That excitement makes them want to do a lot on the first day. They say things like, "I'll study English for 3 hours every day," or "I'll exercise for 2 hours starting tomorrow." But this excitement does not last long. After a few days, they feel tired or overwhelmed, and they stop. That's why it's important to start small. Begin with just one simple action. Something so easy you can do it even on your busiest or laziest day. For example, instead of studying for an hour, begin with just 10 minutes a day. Instead of doing 100 push-ups, start with 5. The smaller your first steps are, the easier it is to build a habit. Starting small helps your brain feel safe. It says, "This is easy. I can do this." Over time, as you repeat the small action daily, your mind becomes stronger. Your habit becomes part of your routine. Later, you can increase the time or effort slowly, but in the beginning, make it so small that you can't fail. 2. Be clear. Know exactly what to do. If your goal is not clear, your mind gets confused. You might say, "I want to study more," or "I want to be healthier." But what does that mean? When your goal is not specific, it's easy to delay it. It's easy to say, "I'll do it later," because you don't know exactly what it is. So the second tip is to be very clear. Know exactly what you want to do and when you will do it. Instead of saying, "I'll practice English," say, "I will practice English for 15 minutes every day at 7 p.m." That's a clear plan. You know what to do, how long to do it, and when to do it. Clear actions remove doubt. They make your routine automatic. You don't have to think or decide every day. You already know what's next. This clarity builds consistency because it removes the need to negotiate with yourself. You're not asking, "Should I do it now?" Instead, you're saying, "It's 7 p.m. Time to practice." That simple change can make a huge difference. 3. Use a timer or a checklist. Track your progress. One of the biggest problems with long-term goals is that we don't see results immediately. When results are slow, we can feel like nothing is happening. That can make us feel discouraged and give up. But when we track our progress, we can see how far we've come, and that gives us the motivation to keep going. Using a timer or a checklist is a great way to do this. Set a timer for 10, 15, or 20 minutes when you begin your activity. This helps your mind focus. You know you only need to give your best for that short time. It makes your task feel manageable. And when the timer stops, you feel good. You did it. You can also use a calendar or notebook to mark each day you complete your habit. Make a big check mark or a happy face. Over time, you'll see a long line of marks. That line shows your commitment. It shows your effort. You can look back and say, "Wow, I've been doing this for 10 days." That feeling is powerful. It makes you want to continue. It creates momentum. Progress you can see is progress you will believe in. So keep track of your journey. Make it visible. Celebrate your streak. 4. Stay flexible. Life is not perfect. Life is full of surprises. Some days are easy, some are difficult. You might feel sick, you might be tired, you might have family problems, work stress, or just a bad mood. That's normal. That's part of being human. Many people fail because they try to be perfect. They say, I must never miss a day. But when they miss one day, they feel bad. Then they miss another day. Soon, they give up completely. But remember this, missing one day is okay. What matters most is not never missing, but always returning. The secret to long-term consistency is flexibility. If you can't do your full routine, do a smaller version. If you miss a day, forgive yourself and return the next day. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't say, I failed. Say, I had a tough day, but I'm back now. This mindset keeps your habit alive. Flexibility is not weakness, it's wisdom. It allows your routine to survive real life because real life is not perfect, but consistency can still exist inside it. 5. Celebrate small wins. Be proud of every step. Sometimes we think we should only celebrate big successes. We wait for big changes, big results, or big achievements. But in truth, success is built from small wins. Every day you show up, even for a few minutes, is a success. Every step forward is worth celebrating. Why? Because celebrating small wins builds motivation. It makes your brain feel good. It says, that was good. Let's do it again. This feeling helps your habit grow stronger. You begin to enjoy the process, not just the result. So how do you celebrate? You can smile and say, yes, I did it. You can give yourself a high five. You can take a deep breath and feel proud. Or you can treat yourself to something small and positive, like a favorite song, a few minutes of rest, or a warm drink. You don't need to wait for big success. Let every effort be a reason to feel good. When you feel proud of your consistency, it becomes part of who you are. You begin to say, I am the kind of person who shows up. That belief becomes your identity. And once something becomes part of your identity, it becomes automatic. And remember, you don't need to feel motivated to take action. But action will often create motivation. Once you start, you'll feel good. That feeling will push you to continue. Let's take a moment to really understand what consistency gives you. When you build the habit of showing up every day, something powerful happens. You don't just get better at one small thing. You begin to change your whole life. Let's explore the real rewards of consistency, one by one. These are not small changes. These are life-changing results that come only when you stay consistent. 1. Better skills. You learn and improve faster than you think. When you do something every day, even for just 10 or 15 minutes, your brain starts to grow. Your hands move more smoothly. Your words come out more easily. You begin to understand things more quickly. You make fewer mistakes. This is called skill improvement. And it happens not because you are naturally talented, but because you are consistent. Imagine learning English. If you practice speaking or reading just a little bit every day, your skills will grow faster than you expect. At first, it may feel slow. You might think, am I even improving? But after a few weeks, you will suddenly notice something. You can understand more. You can speak more confidently. You can remember more words. This is the power of daily practice. People often wait for motivation to start. But in reality, action comes first, and motivation grows after. When you are consistent, you begin to enjoy learning. It feels good to see progress. You feel proud of yourself, and that pride becomes energy that pushes you even further. So if you want to become great at something, whether it's speaking English, playing an instrument, cooking, writing, or any skill, consistency is your superpower. Do it daily, even when it's boring, even when you don't feel like it. That's how greatness is built. 2. More confidence. You start believing in yourself. Confidence does not come from luck. It comes from action. The more you do something, the more comfortable you feel. When you practice a habit again and again, it becomes part of who you are. You don't feel nervous anymore. You begin to say, I can do this. That's real confidence, and it is built by consistency. Many people feel fear when they try something new. That's normal. But here's the truth. If you keep showing up, your fear will get smaller. Each time you practice, your brain says, this is not so scary. Your hands shake less, your heart beats slower, and your voice becomes stronger. Let's say you want to become confident in speaking English. The first few times you may feel nervous. You may worry about grammar or pronunciation. But if you speak every day, even just to yourself, your confidence will grow. One day, you'll talk to someone in English and feel no fear. You'll think, wow, I just did that. That's the power of steady progress. Consistency gives you proof. It gives you evidence that you can do hard things. And when you know you can do hard things, you feel unstoppable. You walk taller. You speak clearer. You believe in your own strength. So if you want confidence, don't wait for it. Create it through daily action. That's how you build a stronger, braver version of yourself. 3. Better health. Small daily actions lead to big results. When you hear the word health, you might think of exercise, food, or sleep. And you're right. Those are important. But the most important part of health is not how much you do in one day. It's what you do every day. Your body and mind respond to daily care, not sudden effort. Let's say you walk for 15 minutes each day. That may not seem like much, but after 30 days, that's 450 minutes of walking. That's over 7 hours. Your legs become stronger. Your heart becomes healthier. Your mood improves. You sleep better. All from a small daily walk. Or let's say you drink more water daily, or eat more fruits, or stretch for 5 minutes in the morning. These actions are simple, but when done consistently, they completely change how you feel. You become more energetic, more focused, less stressed. This is the power of small, healthy habits. Mental health also improves with consistency. If you meditate, journal, or take quiet time daily, your mind becomes calmer. You react less to stress. You find more peace inside. Just like physical health, mental health grows through regular care. So never underestimate your small actions. You don't need to do extreme things. You just need to do simple, positive things consistently. That's how real health is built. 4. Stronger mindset. You learn patience, focus, and discipline. Being consistent is not always easy. Some days you won't feel like doing anything. You may be tired, busy, or distracted. But when you push through these moments and show up anyway, something amazing happens inside your mind. You become mentally strong. Consistency teaches you patience. You learn that results take time. You stop looking for quick fixes or shortcuts. You begin to trust the process. You understand that each small step is moving you forward, even if you don't see big changes right away. It also teaches you focus. In today's world, there are so many distractions, phones, social media, noise, and busyness. But when you choose to stick with one thing every day, your brain becomes sharper. You learn how to avoid distractions. You learn how to give your attention to what really matters. And most of all, consistency builds discipline. Discipline is the power to do what you need to do even when you don't feel like it. It is the ability to say, I made a promise to myself, and I will keep it. Discipline is not about being strict. It's about being committed to your goals. This kind of mindset is rare, but it's powerful. When you have a strong mindset, you can handle stress, failure, and setbacks. You don't give up easily. You don't wait for perfect moments. You just keep going. That's how winners think. That's how leaders live. So if you want to become mentally tough, don't search for motivation. Train your consistency. It will teach you everything your mind needs to grow. 5. A better life. Everything improves when you are consistent. Now let's look at the big picture. What happens when you become consistent in your habits? When you show up daily, build better skills, grow your confidence, care for your health, and strengthen your mindset? The answer is simple. Your whole life gets better. You begin to feel proud of who you are. You trust yourself. You know that if you set a goal, you will work toward it step by step. This trust changes how you think, how you act, and how you feel. Your relationships improve. Your work becomes better. Your mood becomes more positive. You begin to live a life of progress, not perfection. Consistency gives you freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from excuses. Freedom from regret. It gives you the power to say, I may not be the best today, but I'm better than yesterday, and tomorrow I'll be even better. You become the kind of person who creates change, who doesn't just dream, but acts, who doesn't just plan, but performs. That's a powerful life. That's a meaningful life. So if you want a better life, don't search for magic. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't depend on luck. Instead, look at your habits. Look at your daily actions. That is where real success begins. Final words. Your life is built by what you do. Daily consistency is not just about discipline. It's about transformation. The person you become is shaped by what you do again and again. Even small actions, when repeated, build a better version of you, one that is skilled, confident, healthy, strong, and proud. So take a deep breath. Start small. Keep showing up. And remember, every small step matters. You don't have to do it all today. Just do something and keep doing it. Your future self will thank you. Stay consistent. Stay strong. Your better life is waiting. And remember, here on English Achieve, we're with you every step of the way.